welcome back to another episode of Flipping Tables. We have another game from our favorite publisher, Thames and Kosmos. This is actually a series of games called Brainwaves. This particular one is called The Astute Goose. These are brain training games. If you think back to the days of like the brain training games on like Nintendo,
like Brain Age,
the Brain Age, that sort of thing. This is a scientists recommended games. Actually, they brought in a neuroscientist that actually helped design this game, and it's all based around memory. The game basically it is like a memory game. Think of memory, but with a twist.
Yeah.
You set up the game basically. You have 1 through 6, the numbers. Okay. And then the cards themselves have a culprit on them. I think they call it a culprit.
Suspect.
A suspect.
A suspect.
And each suspect has a color of his shirt. It has an animal, and it has the style of shirt, whether it has a scarf, a bow tie, could be a striped shirt, and a cat. And there's different colors: the greens, the yellow, purple, and there's reds and blues in here as well. And the idea is you have your numbers 1 through 6, and there's different formats for this. If you want to play a little bit easier, you put 4, 5, 6 up here above, and then 1 and 4. We'll get into how this works.
Yeah.
Would equate to 1, so there's only 3 cards to remember. Obviously, if you're a genius like we are.
Yeah, no, not so much. You found that your brain starts to melt at our age.
And then you basically take 6 cards and put them along the row, and you then study these cards.
2 minutes, it says.
Up to 2 minutes, or whenever you feel comfortable. Once you're done studying it, you flip all the cards over. Of course, we have not had a chance to actually study these now.
I know them all. I know them all.
Good.
This is the thing. By the time 2 minutes hits, I've forgotten what I was remembering.
And then there's 2 dice. One dice has the numbers 1 through 6 on it. The other dice has shirt, a goose for the animal, or a dot meaning the color. And there's 2 of each. You take this take the dice on your roll, and you roll it. So I would have to then say, for card number 3, I have to try to guess or remember what animal has.
Guess was right.
I'm going to say it was a cockatoo, and I would pick it up, I would look at it. I was wrong because it's a goose. Okay, so I would look at it privately, and I would say, oh, no, it's wrong. Now, Tico then has a chance to try to guess it.
Right.
If he's right, he keeps the card.
He keeps this as a point. This is a victory point.
A victory point. And then you would bring out another card, and you would replace it. You then give everybody a chance to look at it. It's a yellow striped shirt with a dog.
Yep.
And once everyone knows that, you flip it over, and now it's your turn.
Move to the next player, who rolls
5 and shirt.
That is clearly a purple shirt.
No, what type of shirt?
Oh.
Not color.
It is a stripy purple shirt.
He's wrong. It is purple.
I guessed it purple.
It is purple. I would then have a chance to try to guess that it's that particular shirt. If we're wrong, that card goes out of play and goes underneath the deck. The game ends once this deck is gone.
Yeah.
And then you continue rolling until once you put the final card out, the game actually ends when you roll a number that has no card left under it, and then you add up the cards you have in your hand that you got correctly, and whoever has the highest wins the game.
Yeah,
which I did.
You did, yes, by like fractions of a point. The really interesting is you think that you have a good memory, but as you're replacing these cards throughout the deck as you go and you're pulling your victory points off, your brain starts to go, what am I remembering? And like, it's only 3 things.
What's still there?
It's only 3 things, and you'd think that would be easy, but it is not.
No.
By the time you're getting to the end, I think you beat me by 2 cards. It was pretty close.
The other thing too is if you look at the actual reference card, there's 5 different colors, 5 different shirts, and 5 different animals.
Right.
Right. So that's 15 times however many combinations of cards, right? And you have to remember those combinations
and which one's which
and where it is. And there's different scenarios. Like you could play, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and only have 3 cards.
Right.
So that when you roll a 1 or a 4, it refers to this card. 5 and 2 refers to this card. 6 and 3 refers to this card. So you could play that way. That's the beginner's version.
That's the easiest version.
Yeah.
And it's still not that easy, because your brain really, by the time you're halfway through this deck, you're starting to go, well, what's going on with this? What was that one? And you're rolling. It's like, I remember this card. I know this is a blue, and the guy's carrying a dog, and it's like, well, what type of shirt is it? And you're like, well, that I don't
forgot
remember.
what shirt it is. Yeah,
literally right after you've looked at it.
And the difficulty goes up from there. 1, 2, 3, 4 with 4 cards. Then you bring down the 5. This is the next difficulty with 6 over the 1. That sort of thing. Until finally you have your full 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have your 6 cards across, and then you. That's really we had. I mean, we didn't do badly. We only had 3 cards we incorrectly guessed when we were doing just the easy version, but it was mind-racking to really wrap your head around that.
Yeah.
And they do suggest the game actually comes with a notepad, just a small little notepad where you can write your scores down and actually track how, as you continue to play the game, see if you're getting better.
Are you getting smarter or dumber as you move along?
There is a solo. You can play solo. If you want to just play by yourself, you can do that. And again, put down your score. Basically, if you get the card wrong, you put it under the deck. If you get it right, you keep it. No, sorry, you don't put it under the deck in first player. Single player.
Right.
If you get it wrong, you put it in an error pile, and you keep the ones you get right. At the end of the game, you count up your correct ones and subtract your errors. That's your final score. Write that down and track your progress, and hopefully you get better.
Hopefully you're improving as you go along, or you realize that you're just never going to get better.
Exactly. So again, that is Brainwaves. That is just one of the Brainwaves games. There are 3 of them. This is the Astute Goose. And stay tuned to the channel. We're going to check out another one soon as well. So that's it for Flipping Tables for this time. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.